It's got 5 seasoned Mexican Air Force pilots shaking in their boots.
Curiosity is the essence of human existence.
We just want to hear more about her experience.
She doesn't want to talk to us.
There's definitely something to be investigated here.
The search for answers, it's as old as civilization itself.
There have been sightings in that jungle for centuries.
This jelly is found in one specific area in the jungle.
There is something going on in the jungles of Rio Blanco.
Mathematically, we think it's highly probable there is intelligent life beyond Earth.
I have no idea what we're looking at.
But the question is, where are all the aliens?
I mean, it's not of terrestrial origin, according to this video.
That's correct. That's a real powerful piece of evidence.
This really takes this whole investigation to another level.
The way this is coming together is pretty wild.
CIA veteran Mike Cole and conflict analyst Dr. Livingston review the latest discoveries from their global investigation into possible extraterrestrial contact with planet Earth.
Everything is pointing to this earthquake. And not just like any earthquake, but a really odd one.
The team has identified a pattern of non-terrestrial sounds and strange sightings, all clustered around the epicenter of a violent Virginia earthquake in 2011 that rocked the East Coast and damaged the Washington Monument.
Does the interaction of an alien craft moving through our atmosphere have that dramatic an impact on the Earth that it literally shakes the Earth?
At this point, it's hard to speculate. We have to now search out more earthquakes like this. And let's see, does this pattern repeat? If it does, that tells us something. Let's dig into the LAS network. Let's see what we can get out of here. Let's do a search for earthquakes that are rare, abnormal, high magnitude.
Okay.
All right.
To test their theory, the team turns to the powerful link analysis software developed for the CIA in search of outlier seismic activity.
Here we go.
Okay, so look, 5 major relevancy ratings there. Chile, 2010. But look, this 2017 Mexico earthquake, 91% relevancy rating. 400 earthquakes in 14 days, September 7th to the 23rd. Rare rolling earthquakes.
That's significant. Earthquakes are a known quantity. They happen all the time in Mexico. But 400 earthquakes in just 2 weeks in one region of Mexico. That's highly unusual.
Look, there's something going on here. But does this correspond with any strange anomalous activity in the air?
Check it out.
Yep.
UFO, UAP reports sightings.
The 7th through the 23rd in Mexico.
In Mexico.
Pull up that article. Jorge Galindo, September 23rd, 2017. This is right at the end of that 2-week period, right?
Right.
Dozens of people claim to have seen an unidentified flying object on Saturday morning during the earthquake.
According to citizens, it was not a ship, but several objects in the form of a silver sphere.
Let's see what else we have. All right, so we got a whole database query of UFO sightings.
The link analysis software isolates a centralized source of all sightings reported in Mexico during September 2017.
Rio Blanco, Rio Blanco.
It's all Rio Blanco.
It's all Rio
the same
Blanco.
place, yeah.
27 different sightings, all across that 2-week period. And what's really fascinating, Rio Blanco is only about 75 miles from the epicenter of the earthquake. A pattern is starting to repeat here. In Waynesboro, we had a lot of sightings very close to the epicenter of this anomalous earthquake. And it's the same thing here. I'd like to talk to one of these people. What did they see? What did they experience?
Problem is, every single source, all these reports were done anonymously.
At the same time, we do have one name. Jorge Galindo, journalist, on the ground, at the time, talking to these people. If this is all connected somehow to contact, we've got to get someone to talk. And this man is potentially our key.
He's not gonna give up his sources.
This is what Nick does. This is our lead. Let's get Nick and Sarah on the ground on this.
All right, see what they find.
You literally wouldn't believe there was an earthquake here a year and a half ago.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love the mountains.
Nick Carnesi, U.S. Marine Intelligence Officer, and Sarah Cruddas, astrophysicist and space journalist, land in Rio Blanco and head to the office of journalist Jorge Galindo.
The strange thing is that this reporter Galindo, while he has multiple eyewitness accounts of these strange objects during the earthquake, they're all anonymous sources. There are 0 names mentioned in his article. We need to get to the bottom of what's going on here because these eyewitnesses' information could be key.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Hola.
Thank you for speaking to us.
Sean ustedes bienvenidos.
And so, what motivated you to write an article about UFOs during this earthquake?
Bueno, lo siguiente que recuerdo después a las 2 horas del terremoto fue el hecho de que a través de las redes sociales se empezaron a registrar algunos comentarios de personas que aseguraban haber visto objetos en el cielo.
Do you remember how many other posts that you saw?
40 personas.
Wow.
Jorge told us that 40 people reported seeing this object or reported seeing objects. Multiple people did see this object. So whether 40 people actually saw it, or 35 people actually saw it, or 30 people actually saw it, a lot of people saw it. So that tells me that there was something significant in the sky that day. In this case, in this circumstance, to have an earthquake, right, a life-threatening event happening, and people stopping in the streets and looking up and seeing these objects and disregarding everything else to include their safety, I mean, that is something significant. That must have been something fantastic. I know you didn't witness the object, but can you describe how it was moving?
La gran mayoría coincidía en el hecho de que lo que estaban viendo eran sobre su eje.
It was moving like on its own axis, and it was also rotating. It was suspended for about 30 minutes, and then it disappeared.
On the day of the earthquake, it wasn't a few eyewitnesses, it was 40 people that all saw the same thing in the same area of Rio Blanco. Rio Blanco is just a tiny little town that's just pretty much sugarcane and jungle. You don't get that many eyewitnesses in such a small, obscure area unless something's actually going on. I noticed that all of the sources in your article, the witnesses, they were anonymous. Is there a reason why they didn't want their names reported in the news?
Hay gente teme por su seguridad.
From my military experience, the cartels are a legitimate, real threat in Mexico. It's pretty simple. No one goes to the authorities across the board out of fear for how they might be perceived by the cartels. Would you pick up the phone because you saw something weird in the sky knowing that that could put your life at risk?
Now, as a journalist, I understand the importance of protecting your sources, but we're trying to investigate this to see if we can get some answers. Would it be possible if we could have one of the contacts that was witness to this event?
No estoy muy seguro de que quiera responderles a sus cuestionamientos. Sin embargo, lo voy a intentar.
He's not sure that this person might be willing to answer to your questions, but you can try.
Thank you very much. We appreciate this.
Yeah, thank you, Jorge. Really appreciate
Muchas
it.
gracias.
This earthquake in Chile, it is a monster.
Back in the command center, Mike and Dr. Livingston assess a second link analysis result pattern for an earthquake that took place in Chile on February 27, 2010.
You're not going to believe how big this is, Mike. 8.8 magnitude. A volcano goes off, tsunamis, sinkholes opening all over the country. Look, it's anomalous as an earthquake.
So if our theory is correct,
Right?
as we saw in Waynesboro, as we saw in Mexico, we should see sightings reported during the earthquake.
We should.
We'll keep it to the exact day, and the search area will be Chile.
So getting a lot of sightings here in Quinte?
Quinte, I guess, yeah. Looks like about 11 in Quinte.
What does that say there?
15 kilometers west of Playa Chica. Venezuela with shooting stars. Started zipping away one by one.
Where are those locations?
Let's pull it up on the map.
They're pretty close to each other, aren't they?
This is just like Mexico.
What's that up there? Can you zoom in on that? Base Aeronaval. It's a Navy air base. I mean, if they've got something moving around in their airspace, they're gonna have a record of it, won't they?
They sure will. Bird could set off some of the sensory alarms. Certainly a large aircraft would have. I think we need a second team out there. I think it's time to get a team on the ground in Chile. Let's see if we can find someone at that Air Force base who's willing to talk to us.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, if they're getting that many sightings, there's definitely something to be investigated here.
A second field team lands in Santiago, Chile, and heads to meet with a member of the Chilean army.
More than a dozen people saw something on the day of a massive, devastating earthquake, right? The focus is on the destruction and the recovery immediately, and yet there are still people seeing things in the sky.
Paul Beeben is an Emmy Award-winning investigative journalist who has crisscrossed the globe for some of the world's most prestigious news networks, operating on the front lines to cover stories from terrorism in the Middle East to rebels in war-torn Africa.
I spent my career being unafraid of following tough stories. And on the question of extraterrestrial contact, there is more to this story than we are being told, and it is worth digging because people around the world deserve to know the truth.
In my experience, it's way different from here in Chile, you know? And they take sightings seriously. It's almost not even taboo here, you know? So it's really exciting.
Kawa Male spent 19 years ongoing in U.S. Army Special as a weapons and intelligence sergeant. He is the first ever Afghan to serve as a Green Beret.
As a Green Beret, I was an intelligence sergeant, specializing in military interrogation, which means that I interview people and I got information out of them. I mean, people want to know, has contact been made? So it's up to us to find out the truth. Hola. We're here, we have a meeting with Colonel Bravo, sir.
Correcto. Yo le subo la barrera y usted adelante.
Okay, gracias.
Gracias.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Paul, Kawa, and their translator arrange a meeting with Lieutenant Colonel Rodrigo Bravo of the Chilean Army.
Bien. So, Colonel, Chile seems to be a global hotspot for sightings. What can you tell us about that?
A lo largo de la historia de Chile hay una serie de muchos registros. Claramente, nadie puede negar la existencia de fenómenos anómalos. El tema está en cómo los interpretamos porque no tenemos idea de qué se trata.
In Chile, culturally, it's a very conservative country. So they take also very conservative views on this. So more than, they're not looking for a sensationalist explanation. They're more looking for anomalies.
So we're sitting here with a high-ranking member of the Chilean military, a pilot who says, look, there's a long history of these kinds of sightings in Chile, and there's no easy answer to this. And really what this boils down to is the Chilean government, a world government, is taking this issue seriously. It's a total mystery to them. On the day of the earthquake in February of 2010, we understand there were at least 16 eyewitnesses who saw UFOs. What do you know about that?
Yo conozco esos casos, pero también hay que tomar en cuenta de que después de ese mega terremoto, todas las instituciones públicas de este país.
He's familiar with those cases. There was no official reports, not because they were not important, but because
there was so much
else going on.
Right. De ahora en adelante, o sea, desde el año 2010 en adelante, porque las manifestaciones fueran más. El fenómeno existe, pero no se sabe qué es lo que es.
We have an active member of the military telling us that they have UFO sightings all the time. I mean, that's crazy to me.
Que hay públicos, o que por lo menos se han hecho conocidos. Hay uno muy interesante del año 2014.
Lieutenant Colonel Bravo shows the team a video of a UFO encounter captured by a Chilean Navy helicopter in November 2014.
Aquí tenemos la cámara y se observa a lo lejos un objeto que la cámara lo capta.
That's the object.
Claro.
It's circular. That thing looks like it's barely moving.
Este objeto inmóvil cerca de las nubes emite una especie de estela turbulenta.
What is that?
Bueno, eso estuvo en discusión durante mucho tiempo.
It's like some kind of plume.
Y es donde ahí genera la controversia.
It's incredible. Whoa. This video of some kind of object emitting some kind of vapor trail, I have no idea what we're looking at.
Hay dos versiones. Una que habla de que esto es un avión y otros que hablan de que es un fenómeno anómalo.
Colonel, does that look like a plane to you? Doesn't look like a plane to me.
Pero es extraño. Yo no puedo negar que sea muy extraño. La evidencia de este caso se presentó al CEFA en diciembre del 2014. Estuvo en proceso de análisis y estudio por parte del comité completo.
Wait a second. What is CEFA?
CEFA es el Comité de Estudio de Fenómenos Aéreos Anómalos.
So this is the government agency that's specific job is to investigate UFOs, essentially.
Claro, investiga casos que son realmente interesantes.
This is really unprecedented. Chile has actually formed an agency that is dedicated solely to investigating UFO sightings. CEFA is basically Chile's version of the Pentagon's ATIP, and it is still active. This really takes this whole investigation to another level. Colonel, it would be incredible for us to get access to CEFA.
He says it's not up to him.
Getting into CEFA would be getting the keys to the kingdom. I mean, decades of UFO sightings. This is a potential treasure trove for us.
We are going to be there in a few minutes.
Nick Carnesi, U.S. Marine Intelligence Officer, and Sarah Cruddas, astrophysicist and space journalist, along with their translator Marcia, head to the last known address of a witness who reported seeing a UFO during the massive 2017 earthquake in this area.
We're heading into an unknown neighborhood to meet with a person we've never met before. So we'll just approach it, delicately, be respectful, try not to draw too much attention to ourselves. We don't even know if she's going to talk to us, but the situation demands that we do this. Mars, what do you think the best way to handle this is? Because I don't want to scare her, right?
Maybe the three of us going into her door is not the best idea because it's already at night and we're three strangers. So maybe we could go just Sarah and me.
Yeah, if you guys are comfortable with that. It should be up here on the left. All right, so if you guys are gonna
You
hop
ready,
out.
Mom? Yeah, ready. Is this the house? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, here we go.
Sandra.
Sí.
Hola, buenas noches.
Hola.
Yo soy Marcia y ella es Sarah. El contacto que nosotros obtuvimos fue el señor Jorge Galindo y nosotros
Hola,
venimos a hacerte unas preguntas que tú habías visto unos objetos voladores.
Es que la verdad no me gustaría todavía hablar acerca del tema.
She says she doesn't want to talk to us.
If you could explain to her, I'm a journalist from the UK and we're investigating these sightings and we really want to hear her story to understand more because we want to hopefully get her the answers.
No son cosas así muy personales o...
She's asking if you're going to ask personal questions.
No, no personal questions. We just want to hear more about her experience.
Okay.
Well, can you tell her we have a third person with us as
Va a
well?
venir una tercera persona con nosotros. Es un chico. No hay problema.
We're just wondering if you could tell us about what happened the day of the earthquake.
En esta distancia, por donde están los cables, es donde se veía la nave grande, larga, color plata.
This was on the morning of the earthquake?
Sí.
So was it right above her here, or did it seem like it was higher in the sky?
It was higher up in the sky, but she felt it was really close because of the size of the object.
Did it make a sound? Did you hear anything?
No,
Do you think there could be a natural explanation to what you saw?
No.
Did it come from a direction, or did you just see it there and then it moved?
It came and went from over there, from the north.
And what's in that direction?
That's where the jungle is.
Have other people seen objects in that area?
¿Hay otras personas que hayan visto objetos en esta área?
Sí, muchas personas.
She says many people have seen UFOs over the jungle.
On the day of the earthquake, not just our eyewitness, but countless other witnesses observed unusual UFO activity over the jungles of Rio Blanco. Now the question becomes, what's going on in Rio Blanco that could be responsible for this? All we know right now is that we have numerous witness reports of unusual activity over the jungle.
Oh, he's here. How do we pronounce his name? Venancio.
Venancio.
Nick and Sarah arrange a meeting with Venancio Osorio Ortiz, a local expert with extensive knowledge of the Rio Blanco jungle.
Hola, Nicholas. Thank you for taking the time to meet with us.
Muchas gracias por tomarse el tiempo de venir a platicar con nosotros.
Gracias a sus órdenes.
So it'd be great if you could tell us more about your experience as a explorer in the jungles.
Pues realmente yo creo que desde que nací, porque aquí eran montañas todo esto, y nos íbamos a caminar en las tardes, nos salíamos a explorar, a andar, a recorrer los cerros. O sea, yo casi toda mi vida ha sido de caminar en la selva.
He has known this place his whole life.
Y es mi pasión.
So we're here in Mexico investigating some UFOs, and we heard that there are a lot that appear over the jungle.
Hay personas que pues dicen de lo que sucedió en esos tiempos y
According to the story of his ancestors, the Aztecs saw strange things such as objects in the sky on top of the trees. So these jungles have been associated with these kinds of sightings for centuries.
Wow. These sightings haven't just been occurring over the years, they've been occurring over generations. There's a long storied history here of flying objects in these jungles. That's something, right? Like, that needs to be looked into.
So have you ever seen anything strange?
sí.
When he was 20 years old, he saw a huge UFO on top of the trees in the territory of Cerro del Cimarrón, or Ram's Hill.
What makes you think it was a spaceship you saw?
Era redonda, o sea, tipo un platillo como lo han mostrado algunas.
Because it was like a flying saucer. It was round. You know how a plane looks like and what a helicopter looks like, so it's not that. And actually, he found something weird in the jungle, which is a substance, like a jelly.
Have you got a sample?
¿Tiene una muestra? ¿Nos podríamos?
Sí, traigo muestras.
Yes.
Les muestro.
He's going to go
voy a
get it.
traerlas, sí.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Que no sé qué sea.
He doesn't know what it is. Usually it's in the deep parts of the jungle where the sightings are.
So what do you think it is?
Well, there's this thing known as star jelly, and this substance is unusual. There's been one or two accounts where they can't actually explain what's happened.
On August 7th, 1994, a mysterious jelly fell like rain from the sky in Oakville, Washington. This substance covered 20 square miles and caused flu-like symptoms throughout the population. Initial tests of the substance by the Washington Department of Health determined it was unlike any known substance on Earth. UFO researchers have theorized that star jelly is an extraterrestrial cellular organic matter that falls to Earth during a meteor shower or is left behind by an alien spacecraft.
This jelly is found in one specific area in the jungle. He says that that's also where UFOs tend to congregate. So I want to know what's going on in these jungles.
Investigating a pattern of UFO activity in Chile,
Hey, Alejandro. Do we know who the liaison is to SIFA? I'm trying to gain access to this place.
Green Beret Intelligence Sergeant Kawa Male and investigative reporter Paul Beeben tapped their contacts in an effort to access Chile's top-secret UFO research program, SIFA.
I'm working my military government connections. Paul's over there working back channels. I mean, we have to get in there. All right, man, call me back. Yep, bye.
SIFA is a very big deal. I mean, this is a government agency whose sole mission is to run down reports of UFOs. It's just like the Pentagon's ATIP, and they bring together all kinds of experts from different fields. It's been going for more than 20 years and is still ongoing. Hey, how's it going? Any luck?
There's nothing solid, just a waiting game, really.
Yeah, me too. I've reached out to a lot of my journalist friends, and we'll see what happens there.
Pull up that video one more time.
Here we go.
The team reviews their latest lead, an infrared video showing a Chilean Navy helicopter engaged with an unidentified flying object. The current explanation is that it's a medium-haul commercial aircraft expelling a substance from its aft.
The shape doesn't look like any plane or helicopter I've ever seen in my life. I just don't get it.
No, it's really bizarre. Maybe there's an expert who can give us some more analysis on this.
Yeah.
Such conclusion that this is a medium-sized aircraft just doesn't seem to hold up. When you see this object, it doesn't behave like any other kind of aircraft. But I'm not an expert, and I don't want to jump to conclusions. I want to talk to someone who can hopefully start to tell me what that thing might be. All right, man, let's do it.
Paul and Kawa arrive at Chile's premier video forensic laboratory.
Before we jump to extraterrestrials, we've got to look for some natural explanation for what happened here. So we've got an expert who can hopefully start helping us get some answers.
Gustavo?
Hello, Gustavo.
The team makes contact with Gustavo Rodriguez, a retired air traffic controller and a member of the Chilean Ministry of Defense.
So Gustavo, you spent 30 years where your job was to identify and track aircraft.
Yes.
Is there any logical explanation for what that thing is?
Esta es una grabación bastante especial, como un objeto alargado, plano y con dos luces.
This video was reviewed through a group of investigators that concluded it was a medium-sized aircraft that was expelling the liquids from the bathrooms.
Do you buy that at all?
No, no es posible porque no hay ninguna aeronave volando cerca de este objeto y que el radar no lo detectaba.
There was no air traffic in that area, and the radar was not catching anything.
Okay, so it's safe to say that this wasn't a military plane, this wasn't a commercial plane, or private, because otherwise the air traffic controller would have known about these planes being in that airspace.
That's correct.
If you check on the video on the right with the Harrier, you can clearly see, because of the shape and the platform, that's a plane.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can see the exhaust coming out of the two engines. It's very obvious.
Yeah.
Here is this thing that looks like it's putting out some kind of exhaust or something.
What is your explanation of what that plume is that's coming out?
There's nothing scientifically that can be sure from the footage we have.
And the temperature of the object is about 700 Fahrenheit.
Is that a normal temperature range for an aircraft?
No.
The exterior temperature of a commercial jet's fuselage in flight rarely exceeds 32 degrees Fahrenheit, while the body of this UFO maintains a temperature of 700 degrees.
It's not a plane.
Right, it's not a plane.
Safe to say it's not a plane. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Gustavo, in your experience, have you ever seen anything like that?
No. Primera vez. No es posible que sea un avión hecho por el hombre.
It doesn't make any sense. So based on his analysis, it's just scientifically impossible for this to be some kind of medium-haul aircraft dumping something into the sky. So what is it? It doesn't fit into anything that we know. I mean, it's by default, it's an unidentified flying object. I mean, it's not of terrestrial origin according to this video, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
That's fascinating.
First update from the team in Chile here.
CIA veteran Mike Cole and conflict analyst Dr. Michael Livingston review the findings from the field team in Santiago, Chile, where the team has uncovered infrared video of a highly anomalous flying object that an analysis revealed is not from a known terrestrial source.
I've never seen anything like that.
I don't know what that is.
They're saying that it's nothing man-made, right?
That's what our analyst is telling us.
And that's a real powerful piece of evidence for us.
Yeah. Even better, there is an ATIP kind of program that Chile has, CIFA. They are actively still looking at this video, in addition to other cases like this.
So much of the progress we've made in this investigation on this side has been from declassified ATIP files.
Yeah.
Lord knows what CIFA has on their end.
Getting into CIFA is not going to be easy. I mean, imagine if somebody from Chile walked up to the Pentagon and said, hey, I'd like to have access to some of your most secret files. We're probably not going to let them have access.
Look, as a team, we just got to shotgun this thing.
And hopefully they can get to what we need.
While the field team in Chile tries to gain unprecedented access to CIFA,
we got an update from Mexico.
Mike and Dr. Livingston focus their attention on the team in Rio Blanco, Mexico, where they have uncovered a pattern of UFO sightings clustered in a nearby jungle.
Sarah, nice to meet you.
They were able to find a local jungle expert, Venancio, in Rio Blanco. And Venancio is saying that there have been sightings in that jungle for centuries. He can get them to where those sightings are taking place.
This is something that he found, and he doesn't know what it is.
They also would really like our thoughts on this material substance that Venancio had, this star jelly. People are associating this around the world with the stars and have been doing so for centuries. This actually goes all the way back to the Middle Ages. But science has got multiple different explanations for it. One of the most common, they believe, is spawn jelly from frogs or toads.
What do you mean spawn jelly?
And what it is where another animal has actually eaten the female frog, and in doing so, all of the egg material that was in that frog is released at once in one spot in this jelly mass.
However skeptical we may be about this star jelly, we can't deny that Venancio found this in the same jungle where the sightings are all clustered. Let's take a look in the LAS and see what it has on the Rio Blanco jungle.
The team utilizes the link analysis software to search for video footage of UFOs within a 20-mile radius of the Rio Blanco jungle.
7 hits, Rio Blanco over here, UFO. Relevancy rating 88.
All right, take a look. This looks like cell phone video. I mean, that thing appears to be holding position.
Mira, ya se bajó más rápido, ¿ya viste?
That is weird.
Let's check out this Rio Blanco UFO V1 over here. FLIR video from the Air Force.
A las 7, a la misma altura.
What is that?
Whatever it is moving at high rates of speed.
Ahí van más, siguen más atrás. Y van a una velocidad, pero 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 en la pantalla.
Look how many there are.
Pero, a ver, busquen eso que viene atrás de nosotros.
Look at that thing that's coming
behind us, they're saying. These guys sound scared.
Qué barbaridad, ¿eh?
There is something going on in the jungles of Rio Blanco.
Let's get the team on the ground and see what more they can pull out of that jungle.
Look at this, now we're getting into it. Hey, look how dense it's got.
Welcome to the jungle.
There are a lot of sightings over these jungles. I want to know what's causing these objects to appear or potentially what's drawing these objects to the area. We need to get in there and we need to look for ourselves to see if we can find some answers.
You ready?
Yeah.
We're going to start opening our way through the machete.
Nick and Sarah, along with local expert Venancio and their translator Marcia, embark on a 15-mile trek to the exact area where UFO sightings have reportedly been clustered for centuries.
Venancio, there's no trail here. How do you know your way? Is it just up the river?
¿Cómo es que conoce el camino también? Porque no hay un camino definido como tal. ¿Simplemente sigue el río o cómo?
Sí, simplemente es el río.
So with my military background, I'm paying attention to markers along the way, so if I need to, I can get out. And in a movement like this, you know, Venancio, he's a great man, but he's not the youngest of people. If he goes down, how are we getting him out? We don't have a stretcher. There's no easy access road. We can't call a bird to come pick us up. You know, we're not gonna do an aerial evac. So, you know, I'm just constantly like paying attention to where we are. Okay, what would be an easy way out? Oh, someone goes down here. Okay, backtrack like a kilometer and we can go up this ridge line. Like, it's not just an easy walk through the jungle.
Is it going to be this dense the whole way?
Venancio,
Sí,
¿vas a ir así de denso todo el camino?
sí.
Yes, it's gonna be this way.
Okay.
Ok, podemos pasar.
So we're gonna go down.
Esta.
Oh, down.
Cuidado.
The terrain's pretty intense. It's thick jungle and steep in parts.
You just want to keep low center of gravity. So.
It's physics.
Yeah, right?
And I'm constantly trying not to trip over.
Oh yeah, this is better down here. There's like a little rock right here.
Okay.
Descending, Sarah slips, and she cut her hand. And fortunately, she shook it off and we kept going. I was proud of her. Keep coming down.
Yep.
And then you come right there. Yep. Yeah, so just little side steps. See how I'm sidestepping?
Yep. This wasn't what I was expecting when he said jungle. In terms of how prepared I was, well, I've never properly been to the jungle.
You got this.
But the important thing is to keep going. This is so beautiful down here. But there's tadpoles down here.
Cuidado con las tarántulas porque aquí en esta área puede haber. Muy venenosa, ¿eh?
Careful, this is a very poisonous plant.
Okay.
We've been moving for a while now, miles and miles. Everything we've been tracking has led us here. What's so special about this place? What is it that attracts these objects or is responsible for these objects? Hopefully we're going to find something that relates to our investigation.
Cuidado aquí.
Just be careful.
Al caminar, no se van a resbalar, ¿eh?
You need to step on the rocks.
Objetos acá, en esta zona.
It says that the UFOs were collected in this place.
Look at that.
The tribes of ancient civilizations lived in these ruins. It could be Totonacas, it could be Olmecas, it could be Mayas.
Are there carvings?
Sí, tiene grabados.
Yes.
Can we take a look?
Yeah, can we go in?
Vamos, sí, gustan, vamos.
Come on,
Con cuidado para subir, está algo peligroso.
Just be careful because going up is very difficult and dangerous.
Okay.
Look at these down here. This is incredible. You can see all the engravings. I assume they were done by early humans a long time ago, dating back thousands of years. Look at this. I'm really excited. Venancio shows us these carvings. And It's incredible. This is part of our history as a species. These are carvings from centuries ago. Look at that. Look at this. There's been some erosion. I kind of dust off some dirt, and some of the things, I can't tell exactly what they are, but they look to be like shapes, like squares and triangles, almost a windmill created out of shapes as well. And it's truly fascinating because this is forms of communication from early humans who were potentially living there. This is incredible, this
look
one.
at that.
There's like a handprint there. To see something like that firsthand is just a privilege. Hopefully this will help with the investigation. Look at that. Look at this. There's a foot.
With these carvings, it's clear that these ruins, people were living here a very, very long time ago. Whoa.
This is so incredible.
It's crazy. Can you imagine? I wonder how far back these date.
Look at this. Look, that looks like a face. Look, see, shine it on that, look.
So I wonder what inspired them to carve what they carved. And here we have clearly elongated features.
See, it looks like possibly aliens.
We have a record thousands of years old that depicts something like an alien face or form that dates back way into the human record. I mean, that is pretty compelling.
This just blows my mind.
Hello.
Hey, Kyle, it's Alex.
Hey, Alex, what do you got for me?
So, listen, I've been looking into this thief access thing you asked me for. I got a buddy at the embassy. He's got a contact over there, and they'll let you in. But the trick is, you got to get over there today. Can you get there fast?
Yeah, we can definitely get there today.
You guys may be the first people from outside the country to get access.
It was a short notice, but thank you for pulling these strings.
Nah, man, I'm happy to help.
Okay, yeah, just send me the details and the point of contact.
I'll send it your way.
All right, take care.
This is a huge opportunity. I kind of can't believe we're going to get inside.
Yeah. This is the biggest break that we've had in this investigation so far. This is a military organization. So not only are they going to give us more insight to this naval helicopter video, but who knows what kind of other information they could have. I feel like we're about to hit like the jackpot.
I hope so. Getting into SIFA for us is the key to everything, really. This could be a gold mine of information. This is the only agency that we know of in the world that's actively doing this kind of work. So for us, this is huge. I want to find out what people are seeing regularly, what's anomalous, what are the sort of the patterns in a place where there seem to be a really high number of sightings.
I mean, has contact been made? Do they have substantial evidence?
That's the ultimate question. Oh, here we are. Security check. Hola, buenos días.
No habla español.
No español. This guy doesn't look happy.
So this place is definitely a little strict. I mean, we have like 3 security guards here. And even with them knowing we're coming, they're still hesitant to let us in. Just forward.
Okay.
You going with them?
Gracias.
Okay. Gracias.
All right, this is it.
Let's do it.
Next time on Contact.
What is going on with these lakes in Chile?
NASA reports.
What is NASA doing here?
He says there's been a lot of UFO sightings in this lake.
Look at that.
Bizarre.
We've got reports of objects with strange plumes. We've got a mayor saying he saw a UFO sucking up water. What is so special about this water?
We need to put that team in that lake, under the water. That'll answer the question one way or another.
Yeah. Somebody's doing something up here. The question is what and why? Whoa, what is that?
Son extraterrestres.
This could point to contact.